I used to think investing looked like working harder, saving more, building bigger, always preparing for the future. I thought one day when everything finally came together, I'd slow down, I'd rest, I'd enjoy my life more. But one day I realized something that stopped me in my tracks. I had spent years investing in the life I wanted while quietly neglecting the woman who was living it. I was building businesses, but ignoring my health, checking goals off my list while putting my own needs at the bottom of it. Always telling myself, I'll take care of me later. The truth is, later has a way of never arriving. Looking back now, I can honestly say the greatest investment I ever made wasn't in real estate. It wasn't in YouTube. It wasn't even in my business. It was finally deciding that I was worth investing in. The interesting thing is, I didn't realize I was making that investment at the time. People love dramatic transformation stories. Girl, the moment everything changes, the breakthrough, the big decision, the overnight success. But that is not my story. Not one morning changed my life. There wasn't one conversation, one book, one prayer, or even one opportunity. Instead, there were hundreds of quiet moments. Moments no one would have noticed. Scheduling a doctor's appointment instead of putting it off. Going for a walk when I wanted to stay inside. Learning about my changing body instead of pretending nothing had changed. Taking care of my hair. Cooking a healthier meal. Closing my laptop before exhaustion became normal. Buying fresh flowers simply because they made my home feel peaceful. Praying before reaching for my phone. None of these moments felt extraordinary. But together they became the foundation of an entirely different life. And I think that's where so many of us miss it.
I think a lot of women hear the words invest in yourself and think about money. Really think about spending money, taking another course, starting another business, but that's not where my investment started. My first investment was believing that I deserved my own attention, that my health mattered, that my peace mattered, that my dreams mattered. After spending so much time showing up for everyone else, honestly, that felt uncomfortable. Investing in myself felt unfamiliar because somewhere along the way, many of us learned that taking care of ourselves was selfish. So we became experts at sacrificing. We sacrificed ourselves. Experts at carrying everyone else's needs. Experts at surviving. But surviving is not the same thing as living. And I reached a point where I didn't want to survive anymore. I actually wanted to build a life that felt beautiful on the inside.
Looking back, I realized I wasn't making one big investment. I was making small daily deposits into my peace, into my confidence, into my health, my faith, into my home, into my business, into the woman I was slowly becoming. Every walk, every prayer, every boundary, every healthy decision, every quiet morning, every ordinary Tuesday. They were all deposits. I just didn't know it yet. Then something unexpected happened. The investment started paying me back. I thought investing in myself would make me more productive, more successful, maybe even wealthier. Some of those things happened, but they weren't the greatest return. The greatest return was waking up one morning and realizing I actually liked my life. Not because everything was perfect, not because every dream had come true, but because I finally stopped abandoning myself. And once I stopped abandoning myself, everything I built began feeling different. The condo wasn't just where I lived. It became my sanctuary. My business wasn't how I earned money. It became an extension of who I was. Even the ordinary moments, coffee on the balcony, walking the dogs, editing a film, became reminders that the life I had spent years searching for was quietly unfolding around me. Looking back now, I understand something I never could have understood before. Sometimes people see my life today, the condo, the business, the YouTube channel, the morning routines, the quiet moments, and they assume that's the investment. But it isn't. Those are simply the returns. The investment happened long before anyone could see it. It happened every time I chose healing over pretending, rest over burnout, peace over proving, growth over comfort. It happened every time I chose to keep one small promise to myself, because every promise I kept made it easier to believe I could trust myself again. And I think that's one of the greatest gifts we can ever give ourselves, our own trust. When you trust yourself, you stop chasing validation. You stop asking everyone else what they think. You begin making decisions from peace instead of fear. Looking back now, I don't think I was building a business. I was building a woman. The business simply followed her. And that's when success started feeling different.
If you asked me 10 years ago what success looked like, I would have probably talked about business, achievements, awards. Today, I don't think about any of those things. I would first think about how my morning feels. I think about whether I had time to take a walk. I think about sitting on my balcony with my favorite hot beverage and feel completely at peace. I would think about whether my work reflects who I really am, whether my home felt safe, whether my body was stronger than it was a year ago, whether my mind felt quieter than it used to. That's wealth to me now. Those are the things I would think about, because I finally understand something that I couldn't see before. Money can buy comfort, but money can't buy peace. Peace is built one ordinary decision at a time. And every one of those decisions started with believing I was worth making them.
The beautiful thing about investing in yourself is that everyone around you benefits too. You show up differently. You love differently. You lead differently. You create differently. You parent differently. You dream differently. You stop giving people the exhausted version of yourself. You stop giving people the exhausted version of yourself and begin giving them from the healed version. Not because you arrived, not because you've arrived, but because you finally decided you're worth the journey. If I could sit across from the woman I used to be, this is what I'd tell her. If I could sit across the woman I used to be, this is what I'd tell her. Maybe you've been waiting until life settles down, waiting until the children need less of you, waiting until the children need you less, waiting until work isn't so demanding, waiting until you have more money, waiting until someone believes in you, waiting until you finally feel ready. I understand, because I spent years waiting too. But here's what I've learned. The life that you've been praying for isn't built all at once, love. It's built every single time you choose yourself. Every walk, every healthy meal, every doctor's appointment, every boundary, every prayer, every morning you get back up and try again. Those aren't little things. They're investments. And one day you wake up, look around, and realize the life you're living today was quietly built by the woman who refused to give up on herself yesterday. When I look around my life now, I don't see perfection. I see evidence. Evidence that healing works. Evidence that consistency matters. Evidence that ordinary decisions become extraordinary lives. The greatest investment I ever made was never about money. It was believing. It was believing that I was worthy of my own time, my own care, my own peace, my own future. And if no one has told you this lately, let me be the first. You're worth investing into. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. Until next time, keep building a life you don't need a vacation from.